The brother of the Prime Minister, David Sánchez, finally finds out what the Office of Performing Arts was, an office that he himself was running. Let's get started. Hello everyone and welcome to a new edition of Medidas Cautelares. We are now heading into the final stretch of the trial against the brother of the Prime Minister, David Sánchez. And today, this Thursday, all 11 defendants have already testified. Among them, of course, David Sánchez, but also the former socialist president of the Provincial Council of Badajoz, Miguel Ángel Gallardo, one of the people responsible for his hiring. So pay close attention because today David Sánchez managed to find out what that performing arts office was all about. Yes, that office Judge Biedma asked him about and he couldn't place it even though he was supposed to be the director of that performing arts office. Today we're going to show in the video what David Sánchez said before Judge Biedma and what he has managed to find out about that office he himself was running, and what he said today at the Provincial Court of Badajoz. First of all, remember to subscribe to the Medidas Cautelares channel with Miguel Ángel Pérez, as we're already on our way to 150,000 subscribers. And let's get started with what has already become a real classic, right? Of national corruption, which is that historic moment when David Sánchez is questioned by Judge Biedma as the accused. And he can't explain what the Office of Performing Arts is about. You already know that David Sánchez was first the coordinator of the conservatories of Badajoz, and then he was made director of the Office of Performing Arts, and even he didn't know what this office was about. Let's listen to what he said before Judge Biedma in his initial statement as a person under investigation.
What is the Office of Performing Arts?
Excuse me.
The Office of Performing Arts. Yes, what is it?
Well, let's see. I understand that it's the office in charge of performing arts.
I'm asking you because in the organizational charts of the Diputación, well, your current position is called head of the Performing Arts Office? Yes. So I'm asking you, if you are the head of the Performing Arts Office, what is the Performing Arts Office? Where is it located? Who is part of it? What does it do?
Well, it's the space where I continue with the activity I've been doing since I joined the Diputación in 2017.
And so physically, where is the Performing Arts Office located?
Well, I couldn't tell you. I mean, I imagine it's in the office where I'm currently based.
And who is part of it besides you? Are you the boss? If someone is the boss, they must have subordinates. Who are your subordinates in the Performing Arts Office?
The first thing I want to tell you is that I don't have subordinates. I mean, I have people I collaborate with. And well, they're still the same people. People from the culture department.
Who are they specifically? Can you tell me their names? Who do you usually work with every day?
Well, quite a lot with Ángel Seco.
Who is this gentleman?
Ángel Seco is... I couldn't tell you his position because honestly it's not something I...
But what does this gentleman do? Do you work with him, and what exactly does he do?
Well, I've worked extensively with him.
And besides this gentleman, do you have anyone else you interact with every day?
Every day. Well, I wouldn't say that because I interact with... The truth is, as an institutional representative, I interact with many people.
Well, classic. You can't deny that this video is a classic example of corruption, of course, institutional corruption in Spain. Because this is truly amazing. It's truly amazing. This video of David Sánchez is a real gem. He didn't know what the Performing Arts Office was, what he was doing there, or even where that Performing Arts Office was located. And of course, the striking thing here is that he was the boss of that office. Well, that's what happened before Judge Biedma, but today, as I said, he testified as the accused. David Sánchez has taken the stand as the accused in this trial for misconduct and influence peddling precisely as a result of his appointment in the Provincial Council. First as coordinator of the conservatories and second as head of the Performing Arts Office. And this time his lawyer Emilio Cortes has questioned him again during this appearance, this statement from David Sánchez himself. And they have indeed asked him about the famous Performing Arts Office. And it seems that it took this man a bit of effort, but he has finally found out what the Performing Arts Office is. And we're going to share on screen what David Sánchez said today before the court that is judging him for those 2 crimes regarding the Performing Arts Office. Come on, let's listen, because it seems he has finally figured out what that office he was running is about.
Even though you were the coordinator of the Performing Arts Office, you don't mention the office where that work would have been carried out after the name change. Can you explain to the court why?
Well, precisely because it wasn't understood as an office with a service window or a physical building. Mr. David, could you repeat that? I didn't catch it. Yes, please. Yes, that it wasn't understood as an office itself, a physical office with a service window. I understand that's what you wanted to present, right? To ask.
The office was not a building but an administrative category?
That's my understanding.
Well, I understand that, yes. I was telling you that today I had it a little clearer, but I still wasn't clear about the topic. I mean, the Office of Performing Arts, where he was appointed chief director, understands that yes, that was it, but he's still not sure about it. Do you agree with me that Pedro Sánchez, for worse, but he's smart, and his brother, well, he's not quite all there, with all due respect, judging by what these statements say. Apart from being a shameless guy, don't tell me that after more than a year since his statement before Judge Viedma, he still says that he thinks, yes, that was the Performing Arts Office. And he's being judged for taking advantage of that position, for having been placed in the Bajos Provincial Council as head of the Performing Arts Office. It's incredible what's happening in Spain. As I was saying, this has been the most striking statement from David Sánchez. It was a quick statement. It lasted 10 minutes. It should be said that out of the 11 defendants, I think only one of the 11 answered any questions other than those from their own lawyer. Only out of those 11, because all of them have only wanted to answer questions from their own lawyer. They haven't wanted to respond to the accusations, etc. And David Sánchez, as I said, gave a very brief statement of barely 10 minutes. Of course, he has distanced himself from everything. He had no authority over anything, no influence over anything, and it seems he only found out a little, just a little, about what the Office of Performing Arts was. Because he ends up saying, I guess so, meaning he still doesn't quite understand exactly what that Office of Performing Arts was, even though he was the boss himself. This is surreal. It should be mentioned that the former socialist president of the provincial council, Miguel Ángel Gallardo, has also testified, and like a good politician, he started rambling with a lot of verbiage going on and so on. And basically he said that he hadn't been involved in the hiring process of David Sánchez. That he was simply around, that he was the president, but that he never took part in the hiring, nor did he order anything. He didn't give any order to hire him, that he didn't even... Oops. That when he met David Sánchez, he barely even knew that he was Pedro Sánchez's brother. At that time, Pedro Sánchez wasn't even the prime minister. How was he supposed to know him? He didn't even know they were brothers. Well, anyway, a joke from Miguel Ángel Gallardo, which is what we expected, right? There haven't been any big surprises. As I said, the trial is now entering its final stage. There may be just 1 or 2 more sessions left before it's ready for a verdict. And of course, any updates about what's happening in this trial here in Badajoz, where we are, you'll get them here on Precautionary Measures with Miguel Ángel Pérez. That's it for this edition of Precautionary Measures with Miguel Ángel Pérez. I hope you enjoyed the video, and of course, any comments or opinions you have about what David Sánchez did today. Please leave me your opinions. You know I love reading them, and you already know you can become members like the Chosen ones for less than €3 a month, or like the Supreme ones for less than €7 a month. You can also make contributions via Bizum at 62755,6,275,563.76, 62755,6,275,563.70. The most important thing, as I always say, is that this information reaches everyone, because information is power. See you soon.